The broken window. The evening sun was sinking fast, casting long crimson shadows over the glittering skyline of the city. Inside his brand-new luxury sedan, a young, ambitious corporate executive named Julian was driving home. To escape the evening rush hour, Julian took a shortcut through a forgotten, run-down neighborhood on the edge of the city. He accelerated, eager to leave the sight of crumbling brick buildings and broken pavements behind. Suddenly, out of the corner of his eye, he saw a small shadow dart out from between two parked cars. Instinctively, Julian tapped the brakes. Crash! A sharp, violent thud echoed through the quiet street. A brick had slammed right into the passenger door of his pristine, flawless car. Rage erupted inside Julian like a volcano. He looked up, his face contorted with fury, and spotted a young boy, barely 10 years old, standing on the sidewalk in a faded, oversized t-shirt. Julian rushed forward, grabbed the boy by his collar, and shook him violently. "Are you out of your mind?" Julian roared, his voice echoing down the empty street. "Look what you did to my car! Do you have any idea how much this costs? Your parents will be paying for this for the rest of their lives." The boy did not run. He did not yell back. Tears quickly welled up in his large, terrified eyes. "I'm sorry, sir. Please, I'm so sorry," the boy sobbed, lifting his trembling hands in surrender. "I didn't know what else to do. I've been standing here for an hour, waving my hands, screaming for help, but every expensive car just sped right past me. No one would stop." The boy's voice broke into a desperate gasp as he pointed toward the steep, shadowed ditch at the side of the road. "It's my father, sir. He's a disabled veteran. His wheelchair hit a broken patch of concrete and tipped over. He fell out and he's trapped down there in the dirt. He's too heavy for me and he's hurting. I couldn't lift him by myself. Please, sir, I needed someone to stop." Julian's heart stopped. The roaring anger inside him vanished instantly, replaced by a cold, suffocating wave of shame. Slowly, Julian let go of the boy's collar. He walked over to the edge of the ditch and looked down. There, lying helpless in the dust, was a man gasping in pain, an overturned wheelchair lying just a few feet away. Without a single thought for his expensive, tailored designer suit, Julian scrambled down the dirt slope. Kneeling in the dust, he wrapped his arms around the bruised, struggling man. Julian carefully lifted him up and placed him back into the safety of the wheelchair. The boy immediately rushed to his father's side, wiping the sweat from the older man's forehead with his sleeve. Julian pulled a handful of cash from his wallet and gently tucked it into the father's worn jacket pocket before pulling out some tissues to clean the dirt from the man's scraped hands. "Thank you, son," the father whispered, his voice thick with emotion as he looked up at Julian. "May God bless your path." Julian watched silently as the little boy carefully pushed his father's wheelchair down the sidewalk toward a small, modest home. The father kept his hand raised toward the sky, offering silent prayers of gratitude. Years passed. Julian grew incredibly successful, but he never repaired the deep, ugly dent in his luxury car door. It remained there, a jagged scar on a flawless machine. Whenever his colleagues or friends would look at the vehicle and ask why a wealthy executive wouldn't fix such an eyesore, Julian would simply look out the window, his eyes softening with a hint of tears. "Because," Julian would reply softly, "it reminds me never to go through life so fast that someone has to throw a brick at my window just to get my attention." Sometimes, the Almighty whispers to us in our quiet moments. He speaks to our conscience, reminding us to slow down, to see, and to feel. But when we become too busy chasing success, status, and wealth, we close our ears to those gentle whispers. And sometimes, when we refuse to listen, he has to throw a brick. We are all running a relentless race for our careers, our businesses, and our futures. But scattered all around us are silent cries for help and unspoken heartbreaks. Let us open our hearts and listen to the whispers around us today, so that a brick never has to fall. Amen.